Hey guys, it's your boy Bullet Club Price. Today is not going to be any normal video. This is to me talking to you guys, talking to any new people who comes on this channel in hopes for a motivational speech or anything like that, just for guidance or just want to listen. I go by the name of Josh. That's my name. I'm not gonna say my full name, for privacy reasons, but I go by the name of Joshua. And recently, I just went through one of the most troubling situations in my life. I'm not gonna explain what it was, but for obviously for privacy reasons. But this is gonna be raw, uncut, no edits, no nothing. Just me talking to the camera, to you guys, and just basically giving you guys what's going on, and giving you guys hope or any motivation to what's going on in your lives. As you can see by the title of this video, it's called Time, because this is what this video is all about, time. I recently watched a video from Comics Explained from his vlog channel. I linked that in the description. He had his girl call him and broke up with him, and he was very devastated by it. But he feels like if this is something that God is just saying, there's no love in your cards, there's no love in your life, you're just gonna have to do you and move on. I feel that as well too, where there's no situation that I desire in my heart, because I really want a certain situation desired in my heart, but I just feel like it's just never gonna happen, because every time I attempt to try, something goes wrong. And when it does go wrong, it tends to fall on me. It's my fault. How that leads into time, you may ask? It's very big and simple. People don't understand time. People will never understand time. Time is a very complex thing. People try to control time, manipulate time, use time to their advantage. And when they do try, time flips it on you and causes your disadvantage. Time is like God. Time is like life. It could go this way or it could go the other. And when you try to force time, time pushes you away. It becomes the enemy to you because you're trying to force time. And that's not the way to do it. For example, when you think you have all the time in the world to do something, the more and more you just relax and you wait till the perfect moment to do it. And when you finally start doing it, that time seems so small. And when you think your time is so small and you try to rush things, it blows up, and then you realize that you had all the time in the world to do it. So it's a double-edged sword, when you try to understand and try to manipulate time. And that goes for your personal life, your business life, your relationships, your dreams, your hopes, your money, everything. Time is very vital, to the human mind. People say, time is of the essence. People say time is just a word. All of that is true, but all of that is false at the same time, because time chooses its own time. When you realize, you sit back and you don't focus on what you're doing. I'm not saying don't be oblivious to it. But when you take your time And, you know, you just do what you gotta do. And for example, your dreams. You know, obviously you wanna be good and great at what you're doing and make the most money out of your dreams. You know, but you're gonna have to take that steady climb, baby steps, if you will. If you try to rush it, time is gonna say, don't rush me. And it's gonna make, you know, your dreams a little bit more harder to obtain. Or when you do reach that, you know, that dream, it's so hard to hold it because you rush time. And I realized that because I rushed time. I try to put my hand on it. I try to get a pulse, try to understand the way it works. And when I tried that, time bit me and said, no, just because you did that, I'm gonna ruin you now. Time is like your principal at school. Time is like your parent at home. Time is like your boss. You have to show it respect. Because if you don't, time is only gonna make your life harder. Time can fire you. Time can give you a beating. Time is gonna give you that F on your homework. You have to show time respect. You can understand time, but don't try to take control of it. You know, because it's gonna make it worse for you. So your best bet is not to lose focus on what you're doing, but block out everything. Just keep doing it, and eventually, time will give back. It may not be a year. It may not be 5 years. It may not be 10, but time will give back to you. If you don't, you know, push its buttons, you don't try to rush time, you don't try to control it, you don't try to make time something that you can use whenever you want, however you want. Don't do it, because time will ruin your life. So you see, when people tell you, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for you, eventually time gets to them, because time will go, oh, you don't have time for this? All right. And then next thing you know it, time makes your life shorter, or not your life, but like basically anything that you have dreams or any focus on, a little bit more shorter or a little bit longer, whatever the case might be. Time can be your best friend, or time can be your worst enemy. And that's all you have to do, is just do what you gotta do, and don't try to rush time. Time will give back to you. It's only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, guys, like, whatever you guys are doing in life, just take baby steps, and don't worry about, oh man, like, I don't have enough time to finish this. Like, oh man, you know, this is easy. I have all the time in the world to do all of this. Don't do that, because the minute you do that, the minute things can go left, you know, that's when time creeps up on you, and it makes everything harder. Whether it was easy or whether it was hard to begin with, it makes everything just 10 times harder. You know, it's like a hard multiplier. So with that being said, guys, always remember that, yes, time means a lot, but at the same time, time is just a word. And that's just a fact of life, however you put it. No Eli Drake. You know, always remember that, and always stay up. You know, that's when I realized that time is just something that you have to respect. Time is something that you just have to really, you know, look at it and say, you know what you're doing. You know, Just like how when people expect so much, when people go like, when scientists, when you read on the internet and you go and you see scientists saying, oh, we have this much time left on Earth, or people start guessing when is the end of times. The more and more you focus on that, the more and more time says, okay, you really want it so badly, and then it happens sooner than later. That's when, what happens when you try to expect it, and when you try to control time, when you try to wonder about what's next. Now let's look on the other side. Man, we got all the time in the world. It's not like the world would never end. It's not everybody's gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's gonna happen, and then all of a sudden, a nuclear war might happen. A global tragedy. Mother Nature comes and destroys everything in its path. When you think you have all the time in the world, you really don't. So when you do, and you try to expect everything, when you try to, guess everything, like, yeah, this day is going to be the end of the world. And then when that day comes, and then nothing happens, that's time showing you don't know everything. When you do have all the time in the world, you think life is sweet, you think life is comfortable, that's when time comes up to you and says, you don't know everything. And that is something you don't want to mess with. It's time. Put a time count on how many times I says time. But that's a big word of life, along with God, along with love. Time, love, and God. Time, love, and God. Time, love, and God. Those are the three things that matter in this world. Time, because you have to respect it. You have to realize what it can do to your life. God, because He's the reason why we are on this planet. No matter who you believe in, God puts us on this planet. And then love. Love allows us to enjoy God and time and life itself. So remember that, and then take that. It's your boy, Bullet Club Price, aka Josh. And that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for everything. Lately it's been a rough time. I've been under the weather, as you could probably hear in my voice. I've been dealing with a lot of things emotionally, mentally. And, today was just me realizing that I made a mistake in trying to rush time to begin with, when I shouldn't have. When I should have took my time and just focused on all I had to do. Instead, I gave myself a time frame. I gave myself a block to get a certain thing done. And when I got it done, when I was on that mountain was hella. There's no way up. It's just straight down. It's just a steep slide down. There was no straight path. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't stay on the right path, because why? I rushed my way up to the top instead of taking my time. That's what time did to me. And I realized I would never ever do that again. Is rush time. So take that to accountability. Whatever you're doing in life, understand time, but don't control it. And once you respect time, and once you get it, it returns back to you. That's all I have to say. One love, one peace, one time. It's your boy Price. And as always, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share this to anybody who feels depressed, anybody who's going through a hard time in life, anything, because they need to hear this. You know, always stay up no matter what. It's your boy Price. And as always, just stay too sweet.